All right, boom. Welcome back. No effort, no intro. Y'all know me. I don't edit my videos, none of that. Let's jump straight into it. Today, I want to talk about Donald Trump in the courts. This is a big one because I sincerely don't think people understand this. Two things you need to understand. One, Donald Trump has spent most of his life in the courts, as both as a defendant and a plaintiff. I mean, it's astounding how many lawsuits, civil cases, criminal cases that Donald Trump has been a part of, mostly civil. It's insane. But like with anything that a human does, the more you engage with something, the more you familiarize yourself with it, the more you start to understand it. And when you are someone like Donald Trump, who seems to be like just an egomaniac who only cares about himself, you begin to start to understand that the courts can be used and the courts can be utilized, right? So what a lot of people miss is that Donald Trump appointed 234 judges last time he was in office. That's not more than any other president, but it's up there. It's up there. And we're talking about like two-term presidents. It's more than some two-term presidents. 234 judges he appointed. Now, a lot of people don't understand the judicial branch, okay? So when it comes to the law, Congress passes the law. The executive branch enforces the law, and the judicial branch interprets the law. That is the elementary school, sort of like, these are the three branches of government, right? Well, we know how you become a, right, how you become a congressman or president. You get voted, right? We vote these guys in. But for, I don't have the percentage off the top of my head, lawyers would be able to let you know, or law students. A lot of judge positions, federal court positions, I think all federal court positions, the Supreme Court, those are all appointed. Those aren't elected. Those aren't elected positions. And let me tell you about something about being a judge. When you're a judge, your job is to interpret the law, which means what? You have wide discretion in some areas. A lot of people think like the law is black and white. A lot of people think the law is do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that. But that's not the law. There's a lot of gray area in law. There's a lot of wiggle room in law. There's a lot of, well, what does reasonable mean? Well, what does evidence mean? Well, what does, who determines what that is? Judges, right? And then judges aren't the only ones who, interpret laws. You got arbitrators, you got all the things. It's a very complex, complicated system, right? But judges, at least at the federal court level, are appointed. Federal judges are appointed, right? So when it comes to the federal court, you got to think about a man like Donald Trump, a man as selfish, narcissistic, egotistical as he is. We gave him the keys to the country. And what did he do? He just installed all the judges that he wanted. And we saw the effects of that. I made a video yesterday. The man was convicted of 34 counts of committing fraud, particularly election fraud, and the judge said, let's wait till after the next election to sentence him. That doesn't make fucking sense. Right? Think for a second. Don't stop thinking in left and right, because that gets you guys stupid. That makes y'all stupid. Don't think in left and right, liberal, conservative. Just human to human. Where's the logic in, oh, we know for a fact that this guy tries to interfere in elections. We know for a fact that this guy will lie to interfere in elections. And a judge, someone whose job it is to discern the law, someone whose job it is to tell us, the rest of us, what's right, what's wrong, what's legal, what's illegal. A judge, that's their job, to tell us, to be the basically the moral thermostat for the country. A judge said that it is in the best interest of justice to wait for the person who was found guilty of fraud and election interference, that was in the interest of justice to wait till after the next election to sentence him. Do y'all understand that, like, we all have already accepted that Trump is going to, like, interfere with the elections? Why? United States of America, freedom, right? Freedom, justice, liberty, right? Why are the Americans just like, yeah, we know he's going to interfere? We don't stand for shit. The fuck we stand for? We know. We already know. We know it so well. We can make YouTube videos. Lay people who don't even work in government, can make videos about how Trump plans to interfere in the elections. We have court documents on it. And at no point is nobody going, guys, shouldn't the judges be like, yo, y'all can't put a criminal in charge of the country? Shouldn't the judicial branch, the moral thermostat of the country, go, guys, I know you guys want to elect a criminal, a person who's been found guilty of different civil cases, right? A person who has been found guilty of, like, racial discrimination and sexual, like, assault and election interference and fraud. Like, I know you guys want to elect him, but in the interests of justice, like, we just can't let you do that. Shouldn't the judges, shouldn't the moral thermostat of the country step up and go, this is wrong? And they had an opportunity to do that with the January 6th shit. They had an opportunity to do it with the January 6th shit. They had an opportunity to go, because remember, Trump's defense to January 6th wasn't, I didn't do it. That wasn't his defense. His defense was, it wasn't a crime. His defense was, as the president of the United States, I should be able to commit crimes. And the judges, the Supreme Court said, yeah. What? Okay, stop. Get out of your liberal, get out of your conservative, get out of your MAGA, black, white, rich, poor. In what world is it just in the United States of America for our president to be able to commit crimes? I'm not asking you to rationalize, and I'm not asking you, don't talk to me about Obama, don't talk to me about Biden, don't talk to me about how everybody else does it, because that obfuscates from the point. I don't give a fuck about what somebody else did. I'm talking about the principle. They all could be wrong. Fine, Obama's wrong, Biden wrong, cool. Shut the fuck up and answer the question, okay? Why is it just that in the United States of America, the president of the United States should be free to commit crimes? Why should that be okay? Like, we are. I don't think people understand, like, and then I think the Supreme Court just said, I think it was in some southern state, the Republicans were trying to like slash the voter registration list, and I think you're supposed to do it before like 90 days, and they didn't, and so you're not supposed to be able to alter the registration list. There was a bunch of suits going back and forth. Like, y'all don't think it's odd that we already know that Donald Trump and the Republican Party are going to use the courts to either delay or like do these frivolous lawsuits that they know is gonna do anything, but they can point to as evidence for election interference? Y'all don't think it's odd that the Republicans, the people who support Donald Trump, that there's some people who've already been found guilty of like election interference and refusing to certify votes, and that these same people, y'all don't think it's odd that the fucking courts are being like, y'all can't do that? Y'all don't think y'all don't think it's odd that the executive branch isn't going like, fam, like, you can't, y'all got found guilty of election interfering. Like, we can't let you be in charge of the polls. Y'all don't think that's weird? That doesn't cause y'all outrage? This is why I'm saying, bro, like, votes are not stopping Donald Trump. And you know that. You know that. You know voting is not stopping Donald Trump. You know it. I'm not telling you not to vote. I'm just telling you what you already know. That voting is not stopping him. I'm not trying to convince nobody not to vote. I'm just trying to, are people alive? Are people paying attention? Donald Trump has the courts. And we know he has the Supreme Court. Like, we know he has it. Y'all don't think that's weird? Y'all don't think that's strange that we are comfortable with that? Y'all don't think that that's odd? Nobody thinks that's like we dead ass know? Like, Donald Trump is taking advantage of the fact that the United States of America has a two-tiered justice system that leans towards wealthy individuals. When your rules allow for narcissists to get into positions of power, narcissists get in positions of power. It ain't fucking rocket science. It's not fucking rocket science. When you have a justice system that makes it easy to prosecute poor people, but difficult to prosecute rich people, it ain't rocket science, dog. It ain't rocket science. You're not voting Donald Trump away, man. It don't matter if it's a landslide. He's already primed the courts. He's primed the people. Bro is having a Hitler-like run. And folks dead ass think like we gonna be able to vote. I think it's gonna be interesting if Donald Trump wins. Because I think that may be the last election in the United States of America. Think about it. Again, think. Stop hoping. Stop wishing. If he's got the Supreme Court in his pocket, if the Supreme Court is going to let him commit crimes as long as it's within his duty, we know the rich people are on his side. What else does he need? Ain't nobody going to slide him. What does Donald Trump need? If he has the courts and he has the money, what does he need? What does he need? What else? People don't get it, bro. Judges have immunity from their decisions. So even when judges make bullshit ass laws in common law that help Donald Trump and aid Donald Trump, ain't shit we can do about it. They have immunity from that shit. It costs thousands of dollars to appeal. Bro got the richest man in the world in his back pocket. You think he needs votes? All right. I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm not trying to be like, it's just doom and gloom. I'm actually genuinely wondering, like, do people genuinely believe voting is going to work? Like, you can vote away Donald Trump, or Donald Trump is just going to admit defeat if he loses, or Donald Trump isn't going to use the courts to get what he wants. Do y'all genuinely believe that, or are you is voting your coping mechanism? That's what I genuinely wonder about Americans this week. Is voting for a lot of them a coping mechanism? Have they just given up hope and their voting is their last hope? Donald Trump he's successfully using the courts to get whatever he wants. He wants the presidency, y'all. He wants to be the king. He wants to be the dictator. And you got to understand why it's beneficial. You got to understand why it's beneficial for the ruling class. Donald Trump has a cult-like following. I've been in a cult. You will do whatever your leader says. It is your way of life. Y'all don't get this. Is why when I see people arguing with MAGA people, I'm like, y'all don't get it. Y'all haven't been in a cult, so y'all don't get it. I've been in a cult. I've been brainwashed. I've given up, sacrificed everything for something that I found out was later it was all BS. It was all BS. Y'all don't get it. Those people are not going to stop supporting Donald Trump if he loses the election. So when Donald Trump has a cult-like following who will do whatever they say, who will do whatever he says. If he says go to January 6th, they go to January 6th. If he says he's going to be here, they show up there. If he says they're eating dogs and cats, they believe he's eating dogs and cats. If he says there's 3 million missing illegal immigrant children in the country, they believe it. Fam, if you a greedy CEO who only gives a fuck about profit, and Donald Trump has the ability to just tell people whatever the fuck and they'll believe it, come on, bro. Come on. Why do you think there's so many grifters? Donald Trump is like the perfect way for all the bad people of society to profit for themselves. And he's doing it through the courts because we have a bullshit ass, ancient, old, outdated legal system that was built on white supremacy, and we never dealt with white supremacy in this country. We never dealt with the core of it. We never dealt with the fundamental idea that one group of humans are inherently better than another group of humans. We didn't deal with that. Yeah, we ended slavery. Yeah, we gave black people some rights. Yeah, but we didn't deal with that core fundamental philosophical idea that this group of people are better and deserve more and are entitled. That's the thing. They're entitled to a better quality life than another group of people. Those are the people who constructed the infrastructure of the United States of America. Those people are the ones who paved the roads and the foundation of which the judicial branch and the legislative branch and the executive branch is built on. Those people who genuinely believed It was their God-given duty to spread the white man's institution ideas, social things, and whatever. It's why we have a justice system that is not equipped to deal with justice. It's why we have a justice system that is equipped for a certain kind of person to never be guilty. And here's the fucking thing. At our core, it's white. We know that it's whiteness, but the problem is, again, because we don't deal with that white supremacy at the root of this idea that one group of people inherently deserve a better quality of life, and these people deserve to tell the other people how they should live, and what's right and wrong, and the rules that go for them don't apply to you. Like that idea, we just throw white over it, and we don't get to the root of that. And so we're never able to really get down to what's fucked up about this country. Is that we have an entire country whose infrastructure was systematically and intentionally built so a certain kind of person, it would be very, very, very difficult for a certain kind of person to advance. And Donald Trump is the epitome of that. He's the epitome. It's like, bro, Donald Trump's base is like poor and middle class white folks. That don't even make fucking sense, because every problem that they have in their fucking life, Donald Trump could solve if he would just shed his wealth. Like if he genuinely gave a fuck about you people, he would just donate his fucking wealth to you. Any problem you have, he can solve with wealth. Anyone. But he doesn't give a fuck about you. He gives a fuck that you are his fan. He gives a fuck that you follow him, that you obey him, that you submit to him. That's what he gives a fuck about. And that's it. And if your dumbass think that it's something different, you a dumbass. He likes your obedience, and he likes your loyalty to him. You know? He's the epitome of this idea that rules for me and not for thee. You hear MAGA people when they argue, when they debate. They don't even try to prove that they're right. If you tell a MAGA person, oh, this is wrong, they don't even try to say, no, it's not. They just go, well, Democrats do it too. They don't care about the principle. They don't give a fuck about the idea of what you're talking about being right and wrong. It's rules for thee, not for me. Y'all can't do that. We can do that. When we do it, it's different. That's the heart of white supremacy, dog. And we never got rid of it in this country. And I know people get tired of talking about white supremacy and white this because you guys just turn off your brain. You hear white, black, race, you just turn off your brain. And you can't have deeper conversations. But that's the thing. The narcissists, they study how we think. We don't study how the narcissists think. All narcissists do all day is study us. That's it. That's all they do. They study us. They know how to they know how to hijack our empathy. And that's all they do. Trump has figured out. He's figured out how to game the American system. It's through the courts. Who stops judges? Who stops the judges? When was the last time you seen the Senate of any state anywhere stop a judge? Nobody trusts the justice system. Moms nor dad trust the custody system. Rape victims don't trust the justice system. Of course, criminals don't trust the justice system. Criminals don't trust anybody, right? Children don't trust the justice system. Foster kids, orphans. Nobody fucking trusts the justice system, bro. Like, we all know it's cap. And when you get a bad guy and a bad who understands how to exploit a bad system because he has a lot of interaction with the system throughout his life, he begins to understand that, oh, wait, I can do whatever it doesn't, as long as the judge agrees with me, I can do whatever I want. That's all you need in the United States of America, for a judge to agree with you. So Donald Trump appointed 234 last time. He's got all his lawyers teamed up, ready to go to the courts, ready to go to the 234 federal district judges he appointed last time he was in office. With the final stop being at the United States Supreme Court, of which I think he put 2 people on that bench, I think. But either way, we know they going for him. Donald Trump got the courts, bro. Donnie got the courts, man. He ain't losing. I'll tell you that right now. He ain't losing.